Okay, another exciting video about small business. Uh, this one's about sales tax. This is one of those things that I thought I should do a video on because it's one of those things that I figured out, and you just kind of figure it out as you do things. So, sales tax is something that you need to account for in your small business. Um, what is it? It's a tax that we charge. The state charges the purchaser on certain goods and services. So the business that you're going into, you might not have to charge sales tax, but the business that I'm in, which is lawn mowing and landscaping in the state of Wisconsin, we need to charge sales tax on all of our services. What's funny about that is the state deems that snow plowing, there is no sales tax charge. So you can't or you shouldn't charge sales tax on that if you're going to provide that service. So you really just got to research with the state whether you should or should not be charging sales tax. And you really want to make sure that you do that because let's say you get down the line and you've never paid any sales tax and the state's coming to get it. They will come and get it. I don't know how. But I don't want to worry about it. Let's say you make you sell $1 million worth of goods over I don't even let's say 10 years or whatever that is, 5 years. In the state of Wisconsin, that would mean that they're going to say you owe them $50,000. So do you have it, or you're shut down, right? So you gotta do this stuff so that you do the right thing, right? So how do you deal with it? You gotta get a seller's permit, and you got to use your EIN on the state website. So you do that, and then you just start to charge your customer the rate that is set for the state. And you got to keep up on that stuff. The state of Wisconsin had a county tax for certain counties for the stadium, and now that's done in 2021. So now instead of charging 5.1%, we charge 5%. And so I'll kind of show you how we do it here. So this is a month, and I'm going to go through me filing for it and paying for ours, right? This is a month, last month. This is invoice versus collected, right? Um, in the state of Wisconsin, you have to pay based on what you invoiced for the month, right? So even if you didn't collect that money, if you sold the job or if you sold the product and somebody didn't pay for it yet, but you sold it, you need to report that as something that you have to pay. This is where um, you gotta you gotta be careful, right? Um, so uh, either way, most of these are paid. So we'll just go down the list here, right? You see, if we charge someone $55 to get their grass cut, they have to pay an extra $275 to the state. Now, don't feel bad about that. You're not charging that. You charge it because the state tells you that you have to charge it. So if the customer's griping about that, they can call the governor because that's not up to you, right? You have to charge this. Now you could include it in your price if you want, if you want it to be that round 55 for the customer, but um, you can break it out in a line item, right? Because it's not your responsibility to pay that. It's the customer's responsibility. And again, you can go to the legislature and tell them, hey, this tax is BS if you don't like it. It's not on you as the small business to take any grief for that. But you have to collect it. So the thing about collecting it is you collect it in 1 month. So we collect in for all of May, and you're collecting all this money. So this is ours ends up being $1,292.60 that we've collected in May. It's not due till June, but don't get it twisted. That is not your money. That is the state's money. So don't go spend it on a Xbox or whatever. You got to make sure you keep that money so that you can pay it to the state. Otherwise, you're going to get yourself into trouble later down the line. So, yeah, so you charge 5% to everyone. And here's what we had for the month. You know, you have your taxable amount of whatever it might be for any service or thing like that. So I go into here. This is the state website. You have to have registered onto here. And then you're going to click on, all right, it's time for my May, to put my May sales in, right? So you put them in here. And then look, this number matches, right? That's crucial. That's what we owe the state. And again, we owe the state, but the customer paid it. So we got to make sure we pay them that money. So this exemption certificate line item, we don't really get these, but it's something to note as a small business owner, right? So what does that mean? We don't want to have double taxation. So this is kind of important. If you're selling, for us, if we sell like a mulch job, let's say, and we're going to sell $1,000 mulch job to a customer. Now, we have to buy $200 worth of mulch from a provider, right? So that mulch provider, we hand them a certificate that say we are tax exempt. And I can show you that. We say, hey, we're tax exempt because we resell this. So what does that mean? Instead of paying them what would be, what is that, $10 in sales tax, we take that product and we resell that to someone else, and then they pay us tax on both our labor and the product we sell them. So you should really be taking advantage of this. And by taking advantage, again, you're not, someone's still paying the sales tax, but it shouldn't be your business because you are reselling it, right? So, and you're going to collect that eventually. It just kind of gets lost in the ether there. You don't buy it for yourself, so you don't have to pay for it. You're buying it for a customer who then you sell it to. So keep track of this, because if, let's say, we buy $50,000 worth of mulch and then we resell it, right? So that's in a season. Yep, that's $2,500 that you would just pay extra, that you shouldn't be paying. So just, it's something to pay attention to, making sure you have an exemption when it's deemed necessary. So we keep it simple. That's that. We hit OK. I don't really know why they give you this discount, but whatever, they do. I think it's for paying on time or something like that. But it's always 10 for us. So county, we have 0. I know there's 0 county tax where we are. But we'll continue. Oh, is it going to make me do the county? Okay. Next. Submit. I agree. So that's it. Now I owe them money, right? So now I'll go make a payment here. And that's what I'm talking about. You better have that money in your account so that you can pay for this. Let's see, what else? We started the state wanted us to pay quarterly, so we could go for a whole quarter with collecting the money and gathering it up. And then as you get a little bigger, then they want you to pay monthly, right? If you're really small, they want you to pay yearly. And then if you're Walmart or something, now I don't know exactly, but just imagine the amount of extra money that Walmart has in their bank account, that the state is really the state's, based on that sales tax every month. So for them, I think, and you got to be pretty big, but they want it paid by the 20th of the month. But still, they have all this extra. That's a lot of money that's going to be in an account, and they can do whatever they want with it, as far as I know. But they got to have the money there to pay it when it comes the 20th. Uh, so we talked about the exemption, and that's kind of it. Again, you just have to figure this out as far as your service or what you're selling, whether you should be charging sales tax, because it's bad to charge it too if the service or product you're providing is not deemed necessary to pay, because you've basically stolen people's money then. I was at a restaurant the other day and they were still charging 5.1%. Not that big of a deal, but now it's 5%, and that 0.1% is just money that they're taking. Now, a mistake and whatever, but these are the things you got to keep up on so that you don't get yourself into trouble with people, and that's that. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. Not much to it. Thanks for watching.